Everyone, and welcome to my channel. I have on my holiday red tonight, and I hope that you are getting ready for the holidays as well. Welcome to Positivity in Motion. I am Victoria, and I come each week sharing ideas on things that I feel can help kickstart you into having a fantastic week. So I am so happy that you've decided to pop in this evening to hear what's going on. For my newcomers, welcome. And for those of you who have been with me from the beginning, certainly I welcome you back. So let's get in motion. Learning now about the subconscious mind and its power, exploring the treasure house that is within each of us. I feel this is very important because we have to know how to feed both our conscious and subconscious mind, whether we are aware of it or not. And therefore, we have to know what we need to properly feed our minds so that we can receive the things that we would like on this side of life. An excellent way the author points out in this week's chapter for us to feed positivity into our mind is that we become acquainted with two functions of the mind and that we look at it like a garden, and that is the conscious and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is you are the gardener, and you are planting seeds representing thoughts in your mind all day long based on habitual thinking, whether positive or negative. And as you know, what we sow, we shall reap. So we want to be mindful of our thoughts. So planting in this garden, we want to make sure that we begin to sow thoughts of peace, happiness, goodwill, and prosperity. And remember, prosperity is not just with financial advantages. It can be our ability also to get along with others in our community, whether within our families, in our school systems. Prosperity comes in a host of variety of things, not just finances, although we do appreciate the finances as well. And we've talked about the importance of our imaging faculty, learning to sit quietly, saying our affirmations and meditation, reflecting on positive interests and qualities, things that can help the conscious mind continue to plant wonderful seeds so that we can have a glorious, abundant harvest. That's the conscious mind. Let's talk about the subconscious. The subconscious mind, according to the author, is likened to soil in which we grow all kinds of seeds. And remember, the subconscious hears everything, it records everything, whether good or bad. Every thought there is, every cause and condition has an effect, and it's stored in the subconscious mind. For this reason, people, we must take care of our thoughts. Our thoughts bring forth the desirable conditions that we want. When your mind thinks correctly, when you understand truth, when your thoughts that are being deposited in your subconscious mind, the soil, are constructive, harmonious, and peaceful, the magic begins to work. The working power of your subconscious will respond and bring about harmonious conditions. When you begin to control your thought processes, you can apply the powers of your subconscious to any problem or difficulty. Remembering your thoughts or feelings, your imagery marks and makes your world. Therefore, think only creative, positive, powerful thoughts. And then you'll find in your world, in your garden, an expression that you created already in your mind, whether consciously or unconsciously, knowing that the interactions of your conscious and subconscious will enable you to transform your whole life. Do you hear me, people? It starts here in the mind. You can change the eternal condition that you see every day just by flipping the switch in your mind. Now, most of us do look at external conditions and we think that it's something or somebody or multiple people who hinder us from receiving the things that we want and desire in life. I am here to tell you that it starts internal. And the author supported what I already knew, that it starts internal. Keeping in mind that the subconscious is very sensitive to our thoughts. Infinite intelligence, divine wisdom is a vital force of energy that we have, that we supply our subconscious flow. It's practical application of the law of our mind. The first thing that we learned when I started my channel, Positivity in Motion, was that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And those of us who believe in the divine power of God, we know that that is already written in the Bible. It's already there. There is nothing new on this side. Everything that we need to be successful, whether emotional, spiritual, financial, physical, is written somewhere. We only have to tune in our internal workings and learn how to make it work for us. And that's what I'm sharing now. I'm saying one of the ways that we can do that is to control what we allow in our mind. And I believe that that is one thing that has helped me on this side of life. I haven't always gotten everything that I wanted, but I have always had an uncanny belief that everything works out. I have always felt that there is enough on this side of life for everyone. Now, I did learn that a little later in life, but the good thing is I learned that, and I'm trying to help you learn that early. There is enough. There is only one me. There is no other like me or that will ever exist on this side of life. I learned to live in a world with none resistance. Now, I learned that later in life again because I was kind of a go-getter and still am. But I took a lot of things and I thought I had to fight and dig deep and a whole lot of unnecessary energy that I was using when I finally figured out that if I went for the job interview and didn't get it, it wasn't about me. That wasn't my loss. That was their loss. It wasn't that I wasn't qualified or even that I was overqualified. It simply meant that divine intuition had something better for me and that in time I would receive it. And in time, I most certainly did. And when I changed my thinking, my imaging from personalizing everything to just realizing sometimes it's just not a good fit. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with me or anything wrong with you. It just means that it wasn't a good fit. So, what am I saying, people? I'm saying it is so important that we learn to control both our conscious and subconscious thoughts. And one of the best ways that I found to do that is to replace negative thoughts with positivity. We have to feed our minds with positivity. No matter what we have gone through, no matter what we are going through, no matter how bad we may feel or how we may hurt, accept the hurt. I'm not saying to downplay our emotions, but what I am saying is we cannot live there. We have to learn how to release unpleasant emotions and replace them with things that make us smile. That no matter how treacherous the waters are, we have to look within to find the good. Even if we have to go back as far as a child and something very simple that may have made us smile and made us happy, we can go back and pull that thought and help us in that moment. And sometimes the moments just come and they keep coming and they keep coming. And what am I saying? I'm saying as many times as those emotions come, we have to replace them with positivity. That is what we have to do. I know that life is not perfect, and neither am I. I know that I hurt the same as you hurt. I know that there is time where I will mourn the same as you. I will cry. I know that I wish for things that I did not receive. But I also know that there is a divine power that works in this universe that supports me. And what is mine, and you can't have it. What you get is for you. And if it's for you, then I can't have it. So my non-resistance simply means that what I am supposed to have, the Lord's gonna make sure that I get it. And I believe a lot, like the author, it starts in our minds. What are our vibrations? What are we putting out in the universe that we desire? When God reads our hearts and know everything, sometimes He simply wants us to ask. And when we ask, we need to ask. Ask for abundance, for confidence, for success, for freedom in our lives. Freedom in our lives, that we can make decisions, that we can support our families and people in our community with love. It starts internal and not external. Remember, we already talked about feeding the beast. The beast in this case is our mind. If we are feeding our minds with negativity, poverty, sadness, darkness, fear, discord, then that is what we're going to receive. Did you hear me, people? There is no mystery to this game of life. It has been played for centuries and centuries and centuries. You pick up any book, whether it's on motivation, finance, relationship, even baking a cake or doing steel. What kind of love and emotion are you putting in it? So we have to learn how to inhabit peace, joy, light, harmony, faith, confidence, to have the wonderful blessings that are on this side for us. It starts in the mind. Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. And even he did it in the face of all sorts of naysayers and people not wanting to support him. He had his dream and it's still working today. So we must think positive. We must think positive. Now, this week's chapter, he also shared another strategy that we can use. Remember, I'm about positivity. I'm about changing our internal clock, changing our imaging faculty so that we can continue to move forward to the things that we want on this side of life. He talked about in this chapter little me and big me. And of course, you can imagine the little me inside is the voice that spews negativity. He wants us to stay where we are and not grow or develop to our full potential. And that little voice that whispers in our ear, you're not going to make it. Why do you think you can do that? It takes the big me that's also inside of us to dispel that voice. Big me has to stand up and say, yeah, I hear you, little me, but we're going to do this because I have light and I know that we can do this. So step back, step down, and let's move forward. We cannot fear and have anxiety and let our negative emotions pull us down. We have to move forward in the fear if we have it, knowing that big me is there to help us. We have to feed the conscious mind so when we have negativity that comes up, and we all do, big me can step in and help us out. Psalms 46:10 reads, "Be still and know that I am God." God has the power, not us. And He gives us big me to help little me hush up and be quiet. And that we can still move in the face of fear because we all have it every now and then. We just can't stay in it. So when we have those voices that speak to us, negativity, we have to still those voices for a quiet moment. Acknowledge that I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but I'm big me and I can do this. And this is why. And you tell it why. I would tell it because I have God on my side. He has brought me here for a purpose, and this is part of my purpose. And I am able to do this because I have adequately prepared. So get thee behind me, hold on to my shirt tail, and we're moving forward. We don't have to be angry about it, even though I got a little huffy. It just perturbs me that these voices live in our heads, and they do. We have to quiet them, knowing that I'm okay and I'm going to get through this because I have to get through A to get to B, to get to C, to get to D. So hold on, like I said, little me, because big me is coming through. So this week, I challenge you to learn more about the subconscious mind, which is big me. And if you decide to learn something about the conscious mind, which is little me, always trying to point out what it sees, I like the subconscious mind. Knowing that each day you wake up, that you are fierce, you are ferocious. You have been sent to this side for a particular reason, for a particular task, to do something that no one can do except for you. Greet each day with a smile and wake up and say, "This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." And if you have a different creator, you might just say, no matter what, this is a glorious day that I have awakened to, and I'm going to be glad in it. And remember, keep positivity in motion. I am signing out. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. I'm going to do my best to be here next week, even though that's Christmas Eve, because I do enjoy coming in and spending time with you. And maybe that'll give me a chance to share even more. I went a little bit long tonight, but positivity is my passion. And this was a fantastic chapter in the power of the subconscious mind, which is what we're learning about. Bye-bye. Thank you. Don't do too much shopping. I already have.